Hi guys, I welcome you all to day 33 of Anthropology lecture series. So today we had already started on day 32 family. So we'll move forward with it. So this would be part 2 of family 2.4 topic, and by tomorrow we will try to finish this chapter, right? So let's get started. First, a differentiation that you need to know between the word household or domestic group and family. Okay, so basically हमने we understood what family is. We tried to define family in the last lecture. So today I need you guys to know that there's a difference between the word household and family. The difference is that in a family, for example, if I draw a nuclear family here, this is like, if this is the husband, this is the wife, and then they have like two kids, right? One is a girl, one is a boy. So this is a family, but it is not necessary that they will constitute a household or a domestic group also. For example, this boy may after a point of time move out to live in some other city due to some employment reasons, or if he marries outside and due to employment her wife is out, his wife is also out, so they might move out, right? Similarly, this girl can go to some college or hostel or any other employment place where she is, so it is possible, and she can get married also. So it is not necessary that one family will remain in one household as well. That means household, when we talk about a household, that could be group of people who are either closely related, that means they could be people who are blood related, or they could be people who are not blood, who are closely related, like cousins, extended family, or not related at all. That means there could also be groups or households in which there are no relation between people. For example, इसकी बहुत अच्छी example मैं दूंगी. Any person who has been to Rajendra Nagar in Delhi, so in there people live like in a 2 BHK, 3 BHK, they share that house, right? So what they do, they carry out the activities of that house together. For example, paying the Wi-Fi bill, paying electricity bills, then maid, food, right? All these things, they carry out the functions of a family, but then they are not family, right? They are not people who are closely related or related to each other, right? But they fulfill the functions of family. So this is the basic difference between household and domestic group. That means household is a group which could be either of related people, it could be of unrelated people, but yes, they do carry out certain activities which are the functions of families, right? Then household is an entirely residential group. That means the till the time you are in this group, you are a part of that household. The time you move out, you will not remain the part of this household. But in family, it is not there. Like this boy, no matter where he lives, he will still be a part of this family only, right? So this is very important, that household is only a residential grouping, right? That means relationship can be missing, but it is a residential grouping. Then mobility out of the household is possible. Of course, like for example, we take the example of this only, that family, can you choose family? You cannot choose family. You will always be the part of the family that you were born in, right? So in that way you do not choose your family, but you can choose your household. That means today, if due to like you are in your preparation mode, you are staying in old Rajendra Nagar, Delhi, you are living in that group, तो वो एक household हो गया. But tomorrow you might move out and go back to your parents, and then you might get married and move to the your spouse's family, right? So this is how the households keep on changing, but the family doesn't change. Family will remain the same. So these are certain differences that you need to know between household or domestic group and family. So today the domestic groups or households, you can say, are based on are neo-local. That means पहले पहले क्या होता था, because we can say by and large mostly the societies are patriarchal. That means there is a patriarchy kind of mindset that goes on. Patriarchy means male dominated kind of society, right? So there basically हमारा patrilocal kind of uh, ही residence होता है. Patrilocal means when, for example, this guy and this girl gets married, so now this girl will move to his family and start living with the boy's family, so that becomes patrilocal residence. So 70% of the families are like that only, and there are matrilocal families also in where matrilineal tribes are there. That means where, like Nayyars, we had studied about Nayyars na, that they live with the female's family. That means exactly हम Nayyars की example नहीं ले सकते because husband is missing in that grouping, but you can take any other example of a matrilineal tribe like Khasas and all, where the boy goes to the female's family and lives there, right? So that is a matrilocal family. So that is 11%. Then Avanku local and Amity local. Basically Avanku local होता है कि when you मामा जी जो होते हैं ना, basically if you say it's the mama ji, that means okay, let me just draw it clearly so that you understand. Actually this is going to be the next topic, but let me just explain it to you here itself. For example, this is a couple and this is the brother, right? This is the brother, this is the mother's brother, right? So now they have children. This is the boy, and then he gets married. So now he goes to live with his Mamaji's family, that is mother's brother's family. So that will become Avanku local. And in Amity local, if this father has a sister which is called the Bua ji, right? Father's sister, ठीक है, and if he goes and lives with her, so it will become Amity local. So Avanku local will be where matrilineal societies are there. See, in matrilineal societies, one thing you need to, you know, keep in your head, it is not like a patrilineal society, because in patrilineal society the authority as well as the everything comes from the males. That means the patriarch would be the authority also, then they will do everything. But in the female or matrilineal kind of societies, the authority comes from the males only, though it would be from the female's family, but then also the female's family's male members would be authoritative or more important. So it shows a kind of disharmony or a asymmetric kind of thing. So that is why we say that matrilineal families are a little conflicting, because even then the authority is with the males, right? So this you need to understand. So Avanku local kind of families are also there in matrilineal tribes. That means जहाँ पे female dominated थोड़ा सा रहता है, right? So रेसिडेंस या हाउस होल्ड आपका कैसा भी हो सकता है. इट कैन बी नियो लोकल, दैट मीन्स आप यू आर नीदर स्टेइंग विद the husband's family, neither staying with the wife's family. You are staying at a wholly new place, because it could be any modern reasons like urbanization, industrialization, employment related reasons, anything. Then patrilocal it can be, matrilocal it can be, so any kind of household group you can be in, right? Okay, so now okay, so first let us do the types of families, and then we'll get back to the topic that I skipped in between. First, the types of families. Now it is going to be very similar to what we did in marriage, because we in yesterday lecture also we did marriage constitutes a kind of after marriage, a family is created, right? So that creates a family. So first type of family would be on the basis of number of husband and wife and children, right? तो इसमें हम we just see, yeah. So basically सबसे पहले आ जाएगी nuclear family. Nuclear family would be a husband, a wife and their children, right? This can be a nuclear family. This is a nuclear family, right? So in modern or complex societies, only nuclear families exist, because then they have to be mobile, they have to keep moving according to their needs and requirements. So in today's scenario only nuclear families exist. And nuclear families को भी आप further divide कर सकते हो into complete nuclear and incomplete nuclear. Let me just write it. Complete and incomplete. Incomplete would be without the children. That means if this is the couple, this is a incomplete nuclear family. That means till now they do not have kids. This is complete nuclear family and this is incomplete nuclear family, right? So first would be on the number of husband and wife, that is they are single, matlab one husband, one wife and their children. If they have children, that will be complete. If they do not have children, it will be incomplete. Then comes the monogamous, right? Of course it is basis on the spouse. So monogamous में again it would be the same nuclear family only, husband, wife and their child or children. ठीक है, ये होगी आपकी एक monogamous family. So monogamous family again complex societies like today, आजकल सिर्फ monogamous families होती हैं. Polygamous में आपकी दोनों आ जाएंगी, polyandry and polygyny, right? So polyandry would be where more than one husband is there and then they have kids together. So this is an example of polyandry, and you can put any example in this, like khasas, todas, right, ladakhi botas. The examples that we discussed in polyandry, na, the same examples you can put here. Then polygyny would be more than one wife, so it would be like this. इसमें आप you can write Santals, Mariagons. Then you can write Arabic, many Arabic families also follow this. इसका भी बेटा ही बना देते हैं, one more son. So this would be a polygyny family. This would be a polyandry family, right? So इसमें the same examples which we had put in the polyandry and polygyny, right? So this can be these can be this is on the basis of the number of husband and wife and if they have children. So these can be on that basis. Then there are extended families. Extended families means when there is addition of members. For example, if this was a nuclear family, okay, let me just do it on the side. If this was the family, right, they had this daughter and this son. Now this son gets married, right? So this becomes an extended family and they have kids, right? So now in this we have more than one nuclear family. You can see there is more than one nuclear family, like this is one nuclear family, this is one nuclear family. So it is having more than one nuclear family, and in this case there could be two kind of extended families. One is the vertically joined, this is like the vertically joined, and one is horizontally joined. I'll just show you that also. In horizontal, just let us suppose that these are three sons, okay, of a father who live together, ये इनकी वाइफ थोड़ी पतली हो गई है, right? And like this, and then they also have kids, right? So this will be a horizontally joined extended families, right? So in this it could be either vertical or horizontal, and with if I add certain common features to these extended families, then they will become joint families. So extended families are this, and then joint families are these are special types of extended families only. This was studied by Iravati Karve, and Iravati Karve came on certain conclusions that if these features are there, then they act as a joint family, or they are a joint family. That means first the property should be joint, then they should have a common kitchen, a strict patriarch, so I'm so sorry, this is strict patriarch, common roof and common place of worship. That means in this case, you know, these brothers can have their own kitchens, right? They might not be cooking the food together, they might be cooking their food in their different three kitchens. They might it could be that they have separated the three floors of the house and they are living on different floors and cooking their own food, so just living together. So this living together comes from economic pragmatism also, because today expenses are so much, you know, land cost is so much, building a house is so costly, and then there is issues of security, emotional bonding also. So people can live together out of economic and other social pragmatism. But if they have features like a common kitchen, that means they are not cooking in three different kitchens but in one kitchen, okay, then they have a common strict patriarch. That means the household, the father or the or any other member, the eldest member, who controls the controls all the activities of the house. Then common roof and place of worship, that means they carry out their daily activities together. In this case they might be doing their different activities on their different floors, or the way they are living in their three different, it could be like apartment system, like first floor किसी और का है, second किसी और का है, third किसी और का है, so they are individually living, right? But then there is security because they are living together. But in joint family it's not like that, they are all living together, they are all eating together, they have one common patriarch who's, you know, deciding everything for the family. So if these features are there, then it becomes a joint family. So it is a special type of extended family only. And joint families, you know, जब हम Indian anthropology पढ़ेंगे, then we will see that there is it's believed that joint family system in India is very common. Like the definition of family in case of India is joint family. But of course in the contemporary times, when the forces of globalization, urbanization, industrialization have come in, they have changed both the structure and function of families. We will study that tomorrow. This is not the lecture for today, but just I was telling you, right? Then there could be families that are based on residence, that means whom are you living with. हमने बात कर ली है patrilocal, matrilocal, then neolocal. Neolocal would be you're living at a place where, you know, you either you are approachable to both side of your parents, or you are living near your employment area, right? So that will become neolocal. And then based on authority, authority means patriarchal or matriarchal. In patriarchal, the head of the household would be the husband's father. In matriarchal it could be either the wife's mother or wife's mother's brother. So like that, you know, based on the authority who governs the family and whom are you looking up to, so that becomes your authority based family. Then there are consanguineous and conjugal families. Now just understand, in consanguineous families what happens is that there is you live with your kins, your siblings like brothers and sisters whom you are blood related, right? But in conjugal families are when you marry somebody. So for example, Nayyar family is a consanguineous family, because then they are living with their siblings, their blood related people. But in conjugal families, what happens is, if you marry somebody and then you start a new family with that person, that will become a conjugal family, right? So conjugal is based on marriage, and consanguineous families are made blood related or kins के साथ, right? Then matrifocal and patrifocal families, हमने कल भी इसके बारे में बात की थी. Matrifocal and patrifocal means who is the center of all activities. For example, in matrifocal, mother is the center of all activities. In patrifocal, father would be the center of all activities. And it is happening because today people are not marrying each other also, but they are having kids, so that could be a reason. Then divorces could be a reason. Then we saw in Central America, slavery was a big reason for matrifocal families. So all these things play a part, and that makes matrifocal and patrifocal kind of families. Then there could be families of procreation is again the families you create. For example, if one gets married and have kids, that would be a family of procreation, right? Then single parent families, that would be matrifocal or patrifocal kind of families, right? So these were certain different kinds of families types of families that there are. And then today the last topic for the day would be feminism and its impacts on families. Tomorrow we are going to cover the last part of this chapter, that would be the modern forces like globalization, urbanization, industrialization, and their impact on the family. It is going to be a very nice topic, so please stay tuned. Today we are going to study the impact of feminism. So now you know what feminism is, when females also assertively put their foot forward, and they assert their rights and opportunities. So that would be feminism, right? So feminism comes or stems from the place because today even females are taking modern education, right? They are becoming increasingly more economically independent. Then the forces like urbanization, globalization, transportation, modes of communication has opened way for them to see the world in a new way. Then constitutional reforms all across the world. So these things have given women their new voice, the voice that was much needed, and this has made the women conscious about their rights, their obligations, their duties and opportunities. So that is the reason or the root cause of feminism, right? So feminism we can divide it into two parts. One could be radical or liberal. See, radical feminism would be stretching it like too far, like in more, you can say, a more extremist view of it. In this radical feminism, they believe that men are their the sole cause of oppression to females are men and joint families and patriarchal families. So they are somewhere down the line questioning the whole institution of marriage, family, joint family, patriarchal society, everything. So they feel that men and the society at large are responsible for the oppression of women, which is not wrong, but they are taking the thing to very extreme, right? But in liberal, they are not against men, they are not against the concept or institution of marriage, the institution of family, but they just question it when it goes wrong, right? Like they liberally question the patriarchal society, but they won't say that patriarchal society should not remain at all, so that if women have to prosper, it's not like that. Okay, so its impacts on families would be, see, it has both positive and negative impact. Everything will have a positive or negative impact on families. First thing is breakdown of joint family system. right? So जैसे हमने बोला कि in Indian scenario it is said that joint family is the basic unit of family. Like हमने पढ़ा था कल मुर्डॉक का view, he was saying nuclear family is the basic unit of family. But in case of India, it was seen that joint family is the basic unit of family. But due to feminism and all, the concept of joint family is now disintegrating. Newer kind of families are coming in, like neo-local and nuclear families. It is because now females also command equal respect. Now they also want their partners to support them. For example, if they are working at some place, they also need to feel comfortable to reach that place on time. So they also are saying today, if I am working, you need to support me, you need to move out with me wherever I'm living. So like that, you know, nuclear families and neo-local families are growing. This is first. Then conjugal roles are becoming increasingly jointed. That means today only the domestic work is not taken on by the women. Even men are playing equal role in supporting the women in the household or domestic work. This shows a very utopian idea, but yeah, we have to say that a lot is changing, and today the men are equally supporting the female. So there we can see a more equal partnership is growing, right? So conjugal roles are becoming increasingly more jointed. Today it's not the only responsibility of the females to take care of the children, to take care of the house. It is it is becoming more equal. Then the role of other agencies like daycare and creche, right? Of course, because if both will work, if both are outside, and if they are living in a neo-local families where the children are away from the grandparents, so of course the idea of inculcating good values, the idea where will they leave their children when they go to the offices, right? So they will leave their children to daycare, kindergartens, creche facilities, and they have slowly replaced the idea of grandparents in the lives of these children, because now the families are becoming more mobile. They are moving due to employment related issues, and they are living in urban areas where space is an issue. You do not have bigger spaces to live, so many people cannot live together, and then expenses are also high. So children become lonely. Children, those values that grandparents instill in the children are missing. So these are certain, you cannot say this is the uh, impact on the family due to feminism only, but you can say somewhere down the line these are also this feminism also adds to these things. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ feminism is causing all of this, but just as you know points. Then concepts of rape within marriage, oppression, sexual abuse. Today, like girls and women are voicing their uh, opinion a lot more. So ऐसा नहीं है कि these concepts did not uh, were not there, or they did not exist. They existed, but today they are voiced. You know, women are today raising their voice against such oppression. So these concepts have become a reality because people are getting more aware of this, because women are raising their voice. Then matrifocal families are on a rise. Whether you could say this is because of the women empowerment, women getting educated, they are not taking any oppression from anybody. They are increasingly heading towards divorce if they feel there is any unequal partnership. So all of that also results into matrifocal families, and you see a lot of them today. And many females have single-handedly are single-handedly raising their children in a beautiful way, right? And then increasing rate of divorce, obviously, because if the patriarchal society that we are living in, it will not change with time, then it will bound to have conflicting ideas with the new feminist voices, right? So then these are certain impacts. You can write any other if you like. So I hope you like the lecture. Please guys, like, share and subscribe. By tomorrow we will finish this chapter, and thank you.